Now, this just got really interesting as a new hire for the New York Jets connects them to another quarterback prospect in the 2026 NFL Draft, and we got to break it down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Football 365. If you're a New York Jet fan, please hit that subscribe button. Only 7% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. Please help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close, but let's jump right into the video for today. Coming from Rich Cimini on Twitter, he had to say, if you look at Frank Reich's coaching career, he's worked almost exclusively with taller pocket-style passers. The exception was his last quarterback, Bryce Young, 5'10", and that was a disaster. With this new hire of Frank Reich, it is easy to connect the New York Jets to Penn State's quarterback, Drew Allar. From our insider, Charlie Baudini, Allar is an interesting prospect. At 6'5" and 235 to 42 pounds, he has all the physical tools that you could want in a quarterback. But throughout his career with the Nittany Lions, he was never able to put it together consistently enough to warrant hype as a generational prospect. If he had come out of the 2025 draft, there was chatter that he would have been a first-round pick following Penn State's deep run in the college football playoff. And now, I certainly agree with that he would have been likely a first-round pick had he came out last year, but we're not living in last year. Drew Allar, unfortunately, was injured only a couple games into Penn State's season this year, and now here we are. But we got the strengths and weaknesses of Drew Allar that we will be breaking down in a minute here. But first, they mentioned that Drew Allar came out of high school as a extremely highly touted prospect, which is absolutely correct. Coming out of high school, he was 6'5", 235 pounds, which is, if we're looking for our elite traits, elite height, elite weight, was rated a 5-star prospect, a perfect 100 out of 100 by 24/7 Sports. But unfortunately, now his outlook is not looking as strong as it once did. He is currently ranked by NFL Mock Draft Database as the 174 highest ranked recruit or draftee prospect, projected to go in the 5th round. I would project him somewhere between the 4th and the 5th round because while he does struggle to play quarterback, he just checks way too many boxes that you are looking for. But this is a website that they don't do rankings themselves. They aggregate and they look around the entire landscape of NFL mock drafts and they average them out. And this is where Drew Allar averaged out. So don't get mad at NFL Mock Draft Database if you disagree that Drew Allar should be going higher or should be going lower. This is an average of where he is going. But let's talk about the good things that this quarterback brings to the table. Looking at his strengths coming from NFL Draft Buzz. Prototypical NFL frame with sturdy build to shake off defenders. Plays with the kind of physical presence that makes him nearly impossible to bring down with arm tackles. 6'5", he's tough to bring down. He doesn't move that fast, but when he gets out of the pocket and starts running, he's tough to bring down, and it makes you think, man, this guy, he's kind of athletic. He's sneaky athletic. There it is. He's sneaky athletic. Next point here, elite arm talent allows him to drive the ball to all levels of the field regardless of platform. Can generate tremendous velocity with minimal windup. The things that Drew Allar brings to the table that a lot of quarterbacks in this class don't bring to the table is elite traits. We talked about he was 6'5", but the most amazing thing is his arm strength. He is an absolute bazooka strapped to his right shoulder. Drew Allar, while he struggles with touch and all that type of stuff that you can really learn in the NFL and you can learn with more reps, he can make any throw. And when I say any throw, I mean any throw. Think about like he doesn't have the arm strength of Joe Milton, but if you've seen the clips of Joe Milton throwing really, really far, Drew Allar has like 95% of the arm strength that Joe Milton brings to the table. Really, he is very, very, very similar to Joe Milton. I've seen Joe Milton as the NFL draft comp for Drew Allar, and that is pretty perfect for what he brings to the table. Functionable athleticism, bazooka arm, 6'5". He's Joe Milton 2.0. Shows impressive poise under pressure, keeping eyes downfield while navigating muddy pockets with subtle movement. He's a pocket passer, just like Frank Reich is looking for, so he looks to stay in the pocket when the pocket begins to break down. Exceptional ball security and decision-making reflected in record-setting interception avoidance while still attacking downfield. He is no longer really in charge of the offense, but we know Aaron Glenn wants to make sure his quarterback is being extremely, extremely careful with the football. It's one of the reasons why Justin Fields held the ball for so long and didn't throw any interceptions to start the year, because Aaron Glenn clearly pulled him to the side and said, we are going to win games if you lean on the run game and don't make a mistake. So unfortunately, Justin Fields took that too much to heart and didn't throw the ball at all. But it is clear that AG wants a quarterback that is going to be very careful when it comes to not turning over the football, and that is what Drew Allar brings to the table. Getting on to his weaknesses, mechanics can break down under pressure, leading to duress. Mechanics can break down under pressure during duress, leading to sporadic accuracy, particularly visible on intermediate throws when precision is critical. His accuracy is not high enough, kind of across the board, but that is true of almost every single young quarterback coming out. We could see with some of these guys who have transferred multiple times, they come out with better accuracy, like Bo Nix. Yeah, I know. Well, maybe Bo Nix didn't transfer multiple times, but the guys that are transferring and play in multiple places, like Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Fernando Mendoza, those guys usually come out with better accuracy. Drew Allar didn't get the full benefit of staying in college for longer because he redshirted his freshman year and then he was injured for his final season. So he didn't get as many reps as he could have gotten or should have gotten. Still developing consistency with timing throws, occasionally late triggering to open wide receivers, allowing the coverage to recover. Now, just timing stuff. Quarterback play is a lot about timing. Got to make sure you're throwing the passes on time. Base can get too narrow through progression reads, affecting balance and ball placement on secondary options. His footwork isn't better. When I scouted him 2 summers ago, I actually wrote down footwork is a tragedy because his footwork was just that bad. Shows occasional tendency to predetermined throws rather than letting plays develop naturally against zone coverage. So just more stuff. He has to learn how to play quarterback. He brings all the elite traits to the table, but he does not play quarterback at a high enough level. I was very, very excited to see him coming out, and I still remember that first game that he started against West Virginia. Like, his first throw was a bomb for a touchdown, and I was like, yep, that guy's going to be a top pick. But unfortunately, over the course of his college career, just never really improved at playing quarterback, and that's why I'm no longer interested in drafting Drew Allar. I have a lot of people asking me, how high is he going to go? Like, is he going to go like 6th, 7th round? No, he is definitely going to go 4th or 5th round because he just checks way too many boxes. He's 6'5", which is hard to find. Rocket arm, which is hard to find. Somewhat athletic. He's a willing runner, but you're not going to call games around that. That 6'5" frame is great for the tush push. The problem is when I watch him from the broadcast angle, when I watch him in all 22, the multiple times that I saw him play in person, he's not a good quarterback. There are guys open all over the place all the time. Not good enough at quarterback. Do we want to take him late to develop him? I mean, I don't love that strategy because look at what happened to Joe Milton. Joe Milton, drafted by the Patriots, played well for the Patriots, and they ended up trading him they upgraded a 6th round pick that they spent on him into a 4th round pick. I'd rather spend it on a guy who has a chance to actually start for us long term. And if we look at the hit rate for day 3 quarterbacks, there's a 95% chance that he will not be starting for us long term. That's not a guess, by the way. The math actually tells us it was either 95, 96%. He's not going to be the long-term starting answer for any franchise should he be drafted on day 3 of the draft. But this is a very, very exciting quarterback option nonetheless. That's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Jets.